So today, we are going to be doing a Worlds Collide review. Now, before we go any further, I did mention this briefly. Royal Rumble will be different this year. Fortunately, Brandon will not be here available. Unfortunately, tomorrow, but he is still in the contest. So he'll still participate. So he will still participate. Just he won't be here physically. And again, this will be a different Royal Rumble live reactions that I normally do. Instead of like a bunch of group of friends over, I'm going to be doing live reactions to both women's and men's through this live stream. So I'll be live streaming the women's full review, live reactions while doing the contest. Once that's done, then I'm going to take a break. I'll come back on here for the men's Rumble side, do live reaction, same thing, live stream. And then after that, I'll give a full review on the entire pay per view. That's how we're going to do these this year. So I'm just letting you guys know right now. Now, with that being said, to kind of make up for it, Brand and I decided to do a review together on Worlds Collide that happened today. It's technically an NXT show, so usually these shows are pretty great, and this was. So I figured kind of make up for you guys, since Brand will not be here. I figured we do this.
We know you're gonna miss me.
So with that being said, this is basically a video to apologize video that unfortunately Brand can't
apologize. You guys.
So
I'm so sorry that I don't care.
So with that being said, I'll go over the contest list. I'll go over the contest towards the end of the video to remind you guys because the last stream was a little bit buffering. So I'll remind everybody again who's on the Royal Rumble list in order. So before we get onto that, let's go on and talk about Worlds Collide. Now, I don't normally talk about this. We don't usually do pre-show matches, but I figure it's only fair because this was supposed to be like their Survivor Series kind of thing, where it was like NXT versus NXT UK. Basically, this is what WWE did with NXT: is try and take a brand that nobody really knows about and try to give it more exposure in the United States. That's what they did here. They're in Houston, Texas. One of my favorite cities, one of my favorite places for wrestling crowds is Texas. They're always loud. So this was basically we're gonna promote
great barbecue.
So basically, this is gonna be like we're gonna show them that whoever doesn't really watch UK kind of exposes them. And I'll admit, we watch the takeovers. We think the takeovers are great, but we don't watch the shows weekly. I'll even admit that right now. Not because I don't like it. It's too much wrestling to honest. I mean, you got NWA, you got NXT, New Japan, Impact, Ring of Honor, WWE. You got so much shit. It's not even funny. So I can't even keep track of everything. I try my best, but so. I apologize for any UK stuff I may have missed. We're just going to talk about the show how we thought it was from bottom to top. So with that being said, we'll start with it briefly on the pre-show, and then we'll move on to the actual main card. We'll give our thoughts. So the pre-show was Mia Yim versus Kaylee Ray, who is the NXT UK Women's Champion. The crowd actually liked this match. They're actually pretty hot for it, and they had some cool spots there.
Not gonna lie, everybody's really behind Mia Yim right now.
Yeah, she's one of those people that I've even noticed. I think you might have noticed this too. Like she starts getting a little bit of a rise, then she kind of stays at the bottom, kind of gets almost forgotten. And then when like an injury happens or something big happens, then she starts getting more popular, getting more respect, and they kind of go back down. It's weird with her. Like, and here's
they like her going up and down.
But well, it's not just that. Well, it's not that. It's just
we forgot to mention this is not kid friendly.
Fuckaroo.
Yeah.
But no, like
titty sprinkles.
But like I said, I don't. Like I said, Mia Yim she's one of those competitors that I do like, but she's not out there with people something like a Toni Storm or Rhea Ripley, like in terms of like fan favorites or even Io Shirai. She is a very unique athlete in her own way, though. She's like a street thug. She has skill to her, but they're just others that people prefer. But she proves that she can have a great match. We've seen her have great matches in the past. And Kaylee Ray, I'll be honest, I don't really see much of her, so it's really hard to judge like if this is going to be a great match or not. Because even Brian will like Kaylee Ray is like, we don't watch her much, so we don't know how great she really is. I mean, she could be fucking phenomenal, but we don't watch the show weekly, so we can't get good hands on. So whenever we do see her, we try to keep an open mind on things. Say, okay, what can she do? And I thought for a pre-show match, is one of the better pre-show matches we've seen. Not saying pre-show matches suck, but usually pre-shows are usually more like the filler matches. Like, okay, let's just put down the card, get like that. So, but the crowd was into it. Like they weren't bored or anything like that. They were into it. So, like you said, me and really approved. Kaylee Ray was very good in the match. Kay Ray ended up winning, which I thought was the right move to do. I mean, she's your champion. You can't have her losing, if you're trying to build her up.
Sure you can.
But so we'll see what I see. But that doesn't mean I don't know what they're gonna do with her. Honestly, I mean, she could go to the main roster. I'm gonna make a prediction. Brandon and I were actually predicting this too. I'm gonna say she's gonna be one of the special entrants in the Royal Rumble tomorrow, at least for female, because the men's is almost complete. I think there's only like 3-4 spots left for the men at all, and the women they've only announced like 6 people. So it's like they're gonna have to get all those NXT women on there, unless maybe like Naomi returns and or hoping to God this person returns because she's been gone from injury. Ruby Riott, I hope she comes back, or returning Ronda Rousey has been rumored, so we have to wait and see what happens with that. But I can see Mia Yim being in the Rumble this year, tomorrow anyway. Any quick thoughts about the match? Basically, kind of agree with everything you said, pretty much.
Sure.
Okay, so Brandon.
Pre-match.
Yeah. Well, anyways, so now let's go on to the actual main card. So let's start off with a hard-hitting match. Finn Balor taking on Ilja Dragunov. I hope that I say that name right. So this was the opening contest. We'll start with you, Brandon, this time. What did you think about this opening contest?
I love it when they step each other. Balor's like, oh, this will be fun. I'm from Japan. And Dragunov's like, fuck it. Let's kick the shit out of each other. Just like, fight!
Round 1, fight. Fatality.
Fuck! Every other hit was just like, oh god, that made contact. By the 7th or 8th hit, we're noticing a trend here. These two are trying to kill each other. Quick, let's have popcorn.
I mean, freaking, Dragunov go on the top turnbuckle, try almost go for like a splash, like a double exhale to the outside, and Balor moved that way, but instead of landing on his feet, he fell forward and bam, a forehit on the mat.
It's done, Brian, I don't need it.
Clearly.
And I'm just like, damn, imagine if he had actually not hurt himself. He's going to wake up tomorrow with this huge fist on the side of his face and be like, Balor, get your hand away from me.
Clearly, like Brandon said, this was just a stiff match. And I want to talk about this because I didn't even notice this. Dragunov is clearly a guy they're pushing in the UK. And even though it doesn't win, the minute I saw him fight Cesaro that first time when they had Cardiff, I knew they had big plans for him because they have put up with a guy that knows how to fucking work. And we'll keep saying it till the day we die. Put the fucking strap on him.
Maybe you'll die.
Put the strap on Cesaro. Seriously, what the fuck are you doing?
That sounded really awkward. Let's put the strap on, Cesaro. Spelled exactly the same way. It just has a comma, a different place.
So Dragunov, her first fight Cesaro, which was a huge, great match, hard-hitting as well. And then you have Dragunov fight someone like Finn Balor, who's a big name. So clearly, even though Dragunov may be losing these matches, he's being put in these really big profile matches, some of the bigger names on WWE right now. So clearly, they see something in this guy, especially in the UK.
Drugs. Drugs are what are basically explaining the way his eyes look, and then steroids.
Well, I think
that's why he doesn't seem to be quite evenly spaced out. You're like, what? Wait, what the fuck? What?
If we're gonna talk about pot, we have to talk about the next 7 afterwards.
We're not there yet.
I know, but don't ever mention pot.
Hey, don't skip over the gun here. I want to make sure this works right here.
We know that. So, Finn Balor ended up winning. I figure that you want to build Finn Balor Gargano's matchup, which we'll get into that a little bit later too. But I thought this was a strong opener. It was a hard-hitting match. Very unique styles. The crowd was into it. They were pro Finn Balor in this match. Balor came out like a fucking star. Like he was like a fucking megastar. WWE, he's just a guy that smiles.
Where'd your smile go? Oh, get it right off my face. Couple times.
I'm not gonna lie, seeing Balor almost at his Prince Devitt role is such a breath of fresh air. I'm not gonna lie. It's just
seeing him actually pissed off. You're like, a noob pissed you off that bad? Like, have you seen how hard he's hitting me? Yeah, about as hard as you're hitting him.
If you don't know Prince Devitt, go listen to his promos in New Japan. The guy had a vulgar mouth. Holy shit. So, but anyways, this was a hard-hitting match. It was a great opener. Crowd was into it. Finn Balor won. Right move to make. But Dragunov did not look weak whatsoever. Very great opener. Then we get on to the little segment. This is when we talk about. So, The finals of the Dusty Road Tag Team Classic are happening next week, which I was quite surprised. I figured they would put on this show, but they're going to do it next week, which is fine. They want to get the ratings in for NXT. So it'll be the Grizzly Young Vets taking on the probably one of Brand's new favorite teams now, the Broserweights. They're so fucking entertaining together.
You gotta stop giving what's his name the mic.
Matt Riddle.
Riddle does not need the mic.
But you
Every
laugh.
time he talks, I'm sitting there going, bro, this guy's gotta be like hanging out with Jay and Silent Bob. Jesus Christ. And he speaks and they think it's gold, and I'm like, I've heard this before. Oh, right, it's from the movies I used to watch that are based off of two potheads who sell and smoke weed.
So,
except this guy actually trained while he was puffing.
So
it's always awesome having a trip while you're lifting weights. Like,
so,
really?
So Grizzly Young Vets Cup pros, kind of basic heel pro, old school heels, talk about how they're going to win Dusty Cup, and that the winners, they did confirm this now, they will be fighting NXT Tag Team Championships in the near future, whoever wins. So it's what we expected. So the Grizzly Young Vets Cup, basic old school heel pro, they're going to win, and calling Matt Riddle, Pete Dunne jokes, together. Then Riddle gets on the mic, and the minute he gets the mic, the crowd goes nuts. Brad and I are like, shh.
Here comes the weed jokes.
And
I wasn't wrong.
So Matt Riddle, if I remember this correctly, Matt Riddle started was like, bro. I don't even remember. Oh, it's like, you're going to mess with me and my bro for another mo. And I'm just like, oh my God.
Take the mic away. It's hurting my brain. That line was written by McMahon.
No, and so he's talking, and then Pete Dunne gets on the mic where I think God he's gonna be serious, and then he says, "Matt Riddle's gonna smoke you both." And he said, I forgot what Pete Dunne said to him, but there's another line we start fucking laughing to that too. Do you remember?
No. It was hurting my brain the whole way through. And I'm just like, stop it! Just let them fight each other to the death. Stop it!
I don't care what anybody says. At this point, I think I'm full-blown fucking Matt Riddle fan now. I just love him on the mic. I'm just like, nope, let him talk.
I think he should sit there and he should talk to Lesnar and Paul Heyman until Lesnar has a heart attack from shaking his head saying, Brock Lesnar! And Lesnar dies from laughing too hard. He's just like, does he really think I'm going to fight him? You really think I'm gonna fight you? And I'm like, what the fuck are you waiting for? Just let them kill each other. Just let them do it. Then they can go and get high and not feel anything. It'll be fine.
Oh, but I love this segment. And Matt Riddle, Pete Dunne, I love them. I'm actually digging them as a team now. I really like them. I'm going to make a prediction right now. I think they're going to win a cup. And I say give them the belts. I say give them the tag team belts at this point. They're way too fucking irritating.
And then he'll never shut the hell up.
I start. Hey, at least Matt Riddle never came out during entrances when he had to smoke. How bad would that be? You
see Pete Dunne coming out, you see Matt Riddle run over and just bro. And he's just like, what the fuck is wrong with my tag team partner? Are you going to be able to perform without hitting me in the face? Just a question.
In words of Mortal Kombat. Toasty! Yes, so that was awesome. Now, with that being said, that was awesome. Now, next match. A fatal four-way for the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. It was Angel Garza defending against Jordan Devlin, Isaiah Swerve Scott, formerly known as Killshot, and Travis Banks. Now, Brand actually pointed this out, so I gotta give credit to him. Brand new Cruiserweight Championship. The design itself is not new, but what was different was the plates were more metallic. They were shinier. They were more polished. The strap, instead of being almost like a Barney colored purple, it was a darker, almost like a really dark purple color. So it almost looked black. And then the center of the plate, instead of the WWE logo, it had the NXT logo. So it's officially NXT title. And Brand also knows it has like the dark purple or like it looks like a dark blue, like little dots inside of it, the plates as well.
It looked like they did the X in a blue.
It was like blue dot form though. So I say like it's not really changed like drastically. It's not like a brand new template title, but it does look more like a championship. It looks way prettier. Right. So I think we can agree on that. And thank God they get rid of that WWE logo. So now it's officially NXT title. like it should have been from the get go. Um, Fun four way. I thought it was a really fun 4-way match. All that got to shine. Travis Banks got a lot of offense, so he really showed that he can go. Unique offense. There was the one spot, I think Isaiah Swift Scott. Oh yeah, it was Travis Banks trying to like launch him or something, and I forgot how you talk about, but Isaiah Swift Scott has feet on his shoulders, and then he like flipped into almost like a powerbomb type maneuver driver, and Brandon went fuck. Brandon just Brandon's like, oh my god. They were doing some unique shit in this match to the point where it's like we couldn't keep up. Angel Garza is just a star. I want to say it right now. He's got almost like the A Guerrero charisma about him. He's just got that charm.
He's got the right build too.
Well, it's not just that. When you take a look at the way he talks, the way he's like almost charming to the audience, he reminds me of an A Guerrero back in the day. Which I'm not gonna lie, I almost tear up because I grew up on A Guerrero. A Guerrero was one of my favorites. So Angel Garza is just perfect. I like him a lot, and I'm really glad they're utilizing him. Which again, hilarious the fact that you went through his breakout tournament that they did recently, and the guy that won it, which was ACH, basically screwed himself over. He's not even with the company anymore. And the losers like Angel Garza were champion. Cameron Grimes is getting a push on TV. Joaquin Wild is getting TV time again. You have Bronson Reed getting more TV time. All these guys, it's pretty much tough enough. The winners don't always get the opportunity, but the losers make a name for herself. And Angel Garza became the biggest name out there out of all of them. So, like I said, great way to showcase these talents. But this was a shocker, but I ain't complaining. Jordan Devlin has finally won a championship. I've been a big fan of, a big advocate for Jordan Devlin.
I got to stop you right there because I did ask this question of how much did he weigh? Does he qualify for cruiserweights? And you said, I don't know. I'd have to look it up. And what happens? I make one comment, and what happens? They give him the cruiserweight championship.
I only remember you telling me that. I remember you asked me that question, but I don't know if it was about Jordan Devlin. Oh no, wait.
When him and Balor were talking about their match back and forth, and they're setting up their one-on-one, Balor and him were going to fight.
Well, that wasn't a setup match. That was an improv match that they put in.
So, but they were doing their promo for it.
No, they weren't. No, they weren't. Remember, it was supposed to be Banks versus Devlin, but Banks got injured.
Right.
And then Balor took his spot in an improv match.
And you were like, guess what? And I was like, oh, dude, doesn't Devlin technically qualify to be a?
Oh no, he's a cruiserweight for sure.
I was like, oh.
No. What happened? I'll say this. Well, Well, here's the thing, though.
We did a review, and I asked the question on here, and what happened?
Well, no. No. It wasn't Jordan Devlin, but I know you did ask that question about somebody. I can't remember.
Put the pelt. It was Jordan Devlin.
If it was Jordan Devlin, then I know for a fact it was. I knew that because Devlin is a small guy, but the bottom line is this. Jordan Devlin is long overdue of this. I've seen this guy in action. I got to meet him in person. Great guy. I always say he looks like a fucking Finn Balor, and then the fact that this guy was trained by him scares the shit out of me. Literally, look at his face. Tell me he does not look like Finn Balor. It's scary. But he's not as a high flyer. He's a more technical, more tactical wrestler. But he can fly a little bit, but he's more of an in-ring, like, general type of style about. But he's more dirty bastard or a bigger dick, like Brandon said. So Jordan Devlin finally won. That shocked me. So if I am my way, I would love to see Jordan Devlin versus Angel Garza at TakeOver Portland. Let those guys get like 20 minutes and just tear the house down the opener. I buy that for $1.
I just want to see what they're going to do with Travis Banks after all that they did. And they did a lot for him. I would really like to see where that's going to lead for him.
Yeah, some people might be upset with Isaiah Scott, but look, the guy's fucking talented. He's
still new in their company. He's still defining his character. He's still defining what seat he's going to go after. We don't know if he's going to be a single star, if he's going to be a major role play going for the main title. We don't know if he's going to be going for the tag team championships. We don't know if he's just going to do his own thing for right now. We also don't even know if the WWE is out of interesting enough personnel on the main roster and going to shoot him straight to the main roster for the Rumble. We don't know. But he is still just getting started in their company. Yeah. So don't start going about on him first thing because we have time. He has time. Okay? he doesn't have to be the next in line because he signed a contract or because he showed up. He can still have a few more matches before you start going, oh, okay, let's start thinking for a belt.
Well, and also think about it this way. At least he won and qualified for this match. He was in a big profile match. And like Brandon said, there's still guys that we have not seen that people keep forgetting. There's hundreds of talent on the performance center that haven't even made their debuts as trained. Like Brandon said, they have Isaiah Swerve Scott be a single star for right now, but then they see somebody else and they go, he's kind of similar charisma to it. Let's put him as a tag team. And you could do like a DIY thing where you slowly build. Look, remember what DIY, before they became one of the best tag teams and two of the best wrestlers we have today. They start as local indie guys just doing local stuff on NXT, not really doing much. Then they randomly put them out as a tag team, and then they were kind of building up, but they weren't doing much. But then they slowly, progressively, organically got over and over and over. And then they had those 2 revival matches, and that was the deal that made them stars. And then they separated them, and they're 2 of the biggest names on NXT right now. Gargano is the Shawn Michaels of that group, and Ciampa's the Triple H. It's not an exaggeration. They're 2 of the top guys in NXT right now. Starting from the very bottom when they first came in, to them becoming a tag team, to getting organically cheered, to now being top. Isaiah Swerve Scott could be the same thing. He's just that local guy right now, but he could be paired with a tag team partner. He could be a tag team champion, and then he could separate himself and become a bigger star in the future. Because they have so much talent in NXT, and like I said, there's so much talent. There's some women we haven't really seen yet. There's other guys in the back that have yet to come out and make their TV debut. So they got a lot of fucking talent. So I'm just glad Jordan Devlin won. I think Angel Garza, personally, I would have hold it a little bit longer. I just like a little bit longer reigns. But I ain't complaining. If I had to pick one guy to win, I'd rather be Devlin because that guy has been here for a long time, and I've always said this guy's fucking talented. Brandon's been becoming a fan of his recently, so I got nothing but praise. The match was fun, and congratulations to Jordan Devlin becoming champion. That's all I have to really say. I'm just happy for him. So with that being said, that was really good. Next match, we got a tag team match, a dream tag team match. We had, speaking of DIY, the reunion of DIY, John Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, one time only, taking on Mustache Mountain, Trent Seven, and Tyler Bate.
Let me just say it. Yeah. Match of the night. Period. That was an amazing match. I don't like matches enough to usually watch them more than once. I'd love to watch that match again. That was really, really good.
Oh, I thought you were going to continue talking.
No,
I'm sorry.
Now it's your turn.
No.
You were saying. Continue, fucker. Oh, by the way, this review brought to you by the word fuck. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I think we curse enough. So.
Fuck that.
Fucking moron.
Bitch.
You know what? John Cena's a good person.
Drink milk.
Suck my mama's tit.
Grandma's gonna be watching this.
No, she's not. Anywho, so yeah. This match, I will say, was great. I will have to really rewatch this match though, because I will admit I thought the match would be a lot better. That's not saying it was bad. That's not saying it was bad at all. I kind of was expecting a little bit more from it. I mean, I was.
Well, I don't want to completely screw out every other match by being like an unforgettable instant legend match.
No, it's just I felt like it was getting there, and then they ended it. It was like it was getting there, and then they ended. It was like
they don't want to have their personnel die during a match because they wanted to keep going.
I know. It's just I expect this match
to be better. At the point where they start losing their minds and patting themselves on the back, going,
which they did.
That's when you gotta go, okay, it's too long. They've lost oxygen to their brain. Time to end the match. Okay? It was just getting good. It was 20 minutes into the match. How long was the match? 22 minutes, right? 23, basically 23 minutes. At 10 minutes, we think we're going to die on the Stairmaster. They wrestled for 23 minutes. I think they almost died.
Again, I'm not saying it was a bad match. I'm not saying it at all. I just think I have to watch this match again, because maybe if I rewatch it, usually when I rewatch things, they usually get better, like a movie.
Really? How many of those blunt force trauma fists do you think you could take before your match starts getting better?
Look, I'm not. Look. If you love
That's
the
getting better. Bam! It's getting better.
I'm not saying you can't love the match. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I just thought it wasn't as amazing as I thought it would be. I thought it was great. But again, maybe it's just me. I just need to rewatch it again. Then maybe I just second view and I'd be like, oh no, I agree. It was match of the night. It happens. I mean, I thought, God, trust me, this is the same guy at WrestleMania 32 thought Shane McMahon and Undertaker was match of the night inside House Up. And then after rewatch it, I realized, well, I'm a fucking idiot. It was a triple threat women's match between Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, and Charlotte, which all of you flat said, no, that was match of the night. So even I commit my wrongs, okay? I'm just saying this was great. But maybe if second viewing, I will be like you and say, no, fuck it, that was match of the night. I just need to rewatch this match again. I thought this match was bottom line though, this match was fucking great. Even the stuff in the opening where they weren't even doing a whole lot of wrestling, like Brandon said, that just the little tiny stuff like toying each other with the mustaches, the muzzle thing, and of course when they were like starting to get into action, they threw them on the table. You see both like Gargano Ciampa doing this, and just
no, look, we're both insane.
I just mean they thought of us.
The first thing I thought was, fuck, it's contagious.
And then after that, they were just going full on strike mode, wrestling mode. They were just.
Or when they do the muscle thing, he goes like that, and Trent Seven's sitting there going, I can't compete with that.
I laughed.
He looks down, he's like, that's not going to happen.
The crowd even laughed too. They were just like.
Maybe if he like whipped out a candy bar and just took a bite, I'm like.
Hey, that's called real entertainment. Try it sometime. Anyways, so, but out of that.
Do they sell it in a can?
So. But like I said, even little stuff like that, it was entertaining.
No, they do not. But they did have the WWE bars for a little while.
Yeah. So bottom line, it was very entertaining. That's part. And then in terms of the match itself, again, it was great. Near falls, the crowd was into it. Unique styles going into it. I loved it. I thought it was a great match. And DIY ended up picking up the victory, which I figured they would. They showed a lot of respect in the ring. All four of them got a standing ovation from the crowd. This was a great match, and I would love to see these guys go out in a rematch. I will admit that right now. I would love to see a rematch somewhere down the line. Who knows? Maybe they do it in next year's Dusty Rhodes Classic. Maybe the finals or something. Or imagine this was like an actual takeover too.
Just a starting match. You're like, well, fuck, the whole thing's over once one of these teams loses. You're just like, well, shit, that was the best match that there's going to be in this whole Dusty Rhodes Classic. We might as well not watch the rest of it.
So, again, I thought it was a great match, and Brand's opinion, that was match of the night, so I can't argue with that point. But I thought this was awesome.
How do you argue with that level of insanity? I mean, seriously, I'm there going, oh, yes.
I thought it was great too. So then, before we get to that, we go to another seat. So we have a few people in there. We have Chelsea Green and Robert Stone. They come in the crowd. They've been building them up. Robert Stone, if you don't know, was formerly known as Robbie E. at TNA, the Zack Ryder ripoff gimmick, literally. Chelsea Green, the wife of Zack Ryder. How ironic. So full circle. And then we see Dakota Kai in the ring, and outside, out of nowhere, we see Tegan Knox come out. They start brawling because they're having a match at this week's NXT show, along with the finals of the Dusty Classic. So again, building stories up, keeping the continuity. So now the question is this match going to end in a DQ on Wednesday? And then at TakeOver Portland, they put this on the show as the fifth match, and they maybe give a stipulation. We'll have to wait and see at that because we know 2 matches confirmed right now. We know that for a fact. We know 1 match will more likely be confirmed. Actually, another match too. So we know 2 matches for sure. We know 2 matches more likely, and then that just usually there's 1 match left. Whether that's a championship match, whether that's a rivalry match, we don't know yet. But they are building this up, and then the crowd was into it. Then, with that being said, now we got to the NXT Women's Championship match. Rhea Ripley taking on Toni Storm. The rivalry is renewed. This is the 4th encounter they've had. Short, but that was good. Now, I'm not going to say it was great. I'm not going to over-exaggerate the match. I'm not going to even say this match sucked because I'd be fucking lying. This match was good. It was a good, solid women's match showcasing both of them. And Anthony Brand's becoming a fan of Toni Storm for certain reasons.
Aspects.
Keyword ass specs.
There's a hyphen in there for a reason.
Brand won't even admit. He cannot deny. Just if you want to know what type of person Brand is, he's an ass guy. So when he sees someone like Toni Storm, he can't stop looking.
And just like that, you are now getting hate mail. Oh God, you guys are fucking perverts. Yes, I'm sure that you watch Tony Storm for her wrestling techniques, and not to see where her gear slides.
I mean, well, to be fair, Tony Storm is great, but I mean, that thing is so. Just saying, and Rhea Ripley's my metalhead wife, so I can't complain about that either. So, anyways, jokes aside,
Fantasies.
fantasy, welcome to Fantasy Island.
Lowered expectations.
I want that for a shirt now. Anyways, so
A very desperate man.
so both these so very good match. They had Rhea Ripley selling a Steiner injury, so they had Tony Stark working the neck a lot, which Brandon did point out, like in the first match where Tony Stark got injured and Rhea was targeting that limb, and that's how she became the inaugural champion. Then, so you had Tony Stark.
Now it's reversed. Tony Storm had hurt Rhea Ripley.
Yes.
And now Tony Storm's doing what she doesn't normally do. She's targeting that injury.
Yeah, and then even the if you listen to the pre-show, they were talking about Tony Storm, like they're saying like ever since losing that championship first time, like she's not mentally right. She's like becoming more stern, more like focused, more like desperate to get that top. And we've even seen some shades in that too. When she
I think we call that mental instability.
Like in that three-way we saw the last takeover Blackpool show, like after she lost, like you could tell like she wasn't right in the mind, like she was like angry, she was desperate to gain a title. In the promo package, we've seen stuff like that from Tony where she's kind of slowly becoming dark. I think at this point, I think it's safe to say, eventually she's going to turn heel. I think this is a starting point where she's going to turn full-blown heel, and she's going to be just completely a desperate person, similar to like Dakota Kai. I think that's going to be my prediction there. So Rhea Ripley retains, which again, right move to make. Rhea Ripley wins, and we see Bianca Belair in the crowd. So it is confirmed we're getting Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair at the next takeover show, which will be Portland, which will actually be on a Sunday for the first time. So that's going to be interesting. Some people might be speculating about why they're doing Bianca Belair, and I'll admit I think it should be Io Shirai versus Ripley. I think that would have been a way better match anyway. But if I had to guess why they're giving Bianca Belair this chance, I would not be surprised if they send her up to the main roster after that. I think this will be because I think Bianca Belair is ready. I think they should send her up. And besides, even if they lose Bianca, look at all the women they still have. I mean, look at Shotzi Blackheart. Like they're already pushing her a little bit.
But when you send someone to the main roster, I mean, it's like here's your career, bam, there, three-legged dog. I'm sending it to the main roster.
Yeah, in other words, going main roster,
fresh meat for the blender.
In other words, going main roster for NXT person is a 50-50 chance of either you're going to be a success or Vince McMahon's going to play with you for a little bit and then toss you to the curb.
He's going to have you doing cat litter jokes.
Yes. So.
Oh, God. He's going to make you play hot potato with the 24/7 championship.
Or here's a better idea. She could join freaking her husband.
Could you imagine he takes it back and then puts it back out instead of saying WWE 24/7? It says NXT 24/7 Championship. You're like,
oh no!
First off, it's not a black strap.
Okay. Oh, I know the perfect idea if I was Vince. Oh, since Bianca Belair is married to Montez Ford, who's with the Street Profits, we'll pair her up as a third personnel, and we'll pair him up with the Street Profits, and it'll be the three of them doing SNL skits like they've been doing recently because that'll get her over.
All three of them can tag on Rusev, Lashley, and Lana. And we'll call them Team 3L.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Lana, Lashley, Rusev. I'm sorry, LRL. Dude, that'd be awkward.
Don't even get me started. That's I mean, on paper that match doesn't sound too bad, but with the storylines, just no. I don't even want to see Lashley and Lesnar after this storyline they're doing. I don't even see Rusev. At this point, Rusev's career's dead. At this point, I don't care.
You ever think that the little red inserts in Lashley's eyes are just pink eye? Damn it, Lana.
Damn it, Liv Morgan, your hair dye got in my eye again.
Pulls it out. I got one.
So again, we're getting Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair, and I'm predicting Bianca will lose, and that'll be her call to main roster. And then after that, they'll probably slowly push Io Shirai to that picture. That's my prediction on that. So we'll see. Now, with that being said, the main event. the big match, the one that was promoted first, it is the 8-man tag team match between Imperium, which is Fabian Eichner, the United Kingdom champion Walter, Marcel Barnett, and
Marcel
Bartel, thank you, and Alexander Wolf taking out the Undisputed Era. NXT champion Adam Cole, tag team champions Kyle Robbie, Bobby Fish, and former North American champion who just lost it to
Dolph Farmer.
Well, Black Brand, I would call him Keith Lee, Rocket Strong.
Fuck you. Look at that one. How's that one? First he goes like this, and he goes like that, right?
Yeah.
Now he can go like this, and fuck you, and that's when he turns heel. And you're like, that could work.
Or like what on.
Do it. Write it down. You guys are gonna need to. You're at your sketch thing. You're like, I fuck you. Perfect for Black.
Well, we're gonna do this, Andre. If you're watching this, if you turn heel, you know how you do. Like when I say
he can't turn heel unless he burns himself.
But I'm just saying, like instead of
he's too fresh.
When I say two, y'all say fresh. But instead of him doing that, he goes, when I say two, y'all shut the hell up. Just something like that. No inside joke there, Andre, if you're watching this. I know you're not.
Hey, gonna power slam you like nothing. He'd be like, hot dog.
Well, first he has to call me first. So.
Oh, he said it. He said it. Oh, he said it. I'm not a part of this anymore. No. No.
Anyways, all jokes aside.
No.
It's all jokes, Andre. I'm glad you're doing well, though.
Kick his ass! That was for you.
He has to find me first. So, we have this 8-man tag team, so it starts off promising, but then, unfortunately, we have to address the elephant room because it did happen very early on. Alexander Wolf looks like he did get injured. There was a spot where Roderick Strong and Kyle Riley do like a tag team maneuver. Yeah, I think Roderick Strong, it looked like he smacked it at back of the head, but I think it could have been like just the back right here. And then Kyle Riley where it looked like it got him in the chin, but Brandon says
not Kyle Riley, Bobby Fish.
Okay, Bobby Fish. All right. Got him, it looked like in the chin, but it could have been the throat. And then he just collapsed. I could tell something was wrong. Like we went to cover. Yeah, the referee 1, 2, but it looks like he didn't even kick out. He could kind of barely roll. The referee was trying to help him up. And then after that, Brandon even knows like, huh, what's going on? The minute the referee did this, it was like, oh, he's fucked. He's out. And they actually rolled him out of the ring, and he was gone for the rest of the match. They took him outside for a little bit, for a minute or two to check on him, and then they announced that they just took him in the back. So hopefully we'll get an update and find out his condition. I don't know. It could be a concussion from maybe the head. It could have been the throat. Maybe something he got hit in the throat. We'll have to wait and see what happens with that. So we'll try to see if we can find a quick update on him maybe towards the end of this video.
Let's acknowledge another fact. The fact that Kyle O'Reilly looks extremely strong in this match.
How about just go this? How about everybody look fucking strong in this match? Let's just get them.
No, Bobby Fish actually seemed to be the weakest out of all 7 of them. I'm not counting Wolf. Wolf got injured. You couldn't tell. So I'm going to say the weakest out of all of them was Bobby Fish. His character didn't really do anything impactful. But Kyle O'Reilly had the biggest pops, biggest issues here and there. I think that Adam Cole had the fewest things. I think that
Roderick Strong took the biggest shit kicking.
Took the biggest shit kicking and kept going, and was shot for shot with.
Basically, whenever.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. But let's acknowledge the official workhorse. Okay. Okay.
Too many workhorses. That's gonna be interesting.
Fabian Eichner shined in this match. I don't care how anybody else says it, feels it. If you don't pay attention, Eichner's always the first man out in the ring. Always. He will take a beating and keep moving. No matter how, if he jams a leg or he jams an arm,
breaks his nose,
finger, he will continue the match. Last spot, jumps off the corner post. They did what's called a teeter-totter catch. They caught his upper body, but in return it turned all of his momentum into a leg swing, and his legs slammed on the ground. Full force. Tweaked his knee. I guarantee you that was not scripted. He tweaked his knee a little bit there. Maybe not a big thing. But you know what he did do? He got back in the ring and kept going. I'm sorry. The last time I tweaked my knee, I was out of work for like a week. It's not a fun thing to have. So, amazing talent. At first, when I saw Eichner, I thought there was possibility for this guy, but I I also shit talked and said for being someone who just got signed to NXT, he's very sloppy. I made that comment. He seems to be a bit sloppy, a bit hectic. He seemed to be dropping his opponents, and that wasn't cool. But I also understood that he was just in the filling out process. This match proved that he's shaking off all the ring rust. He's getting used to every little thing that there is and going above and beyond. That is a workhorse. Keep an eye on him. That is a future tag team champion, guaranteed. I don't think you can get much better than that, honestly.
Well, I'll say this right now. I've always been a fan of Fabian Aichner. My first, I was like, this guy just has something about him. Like I said, whether he was sloppy or not, I always liked the guy. And you weren't sold on him at first. I'll admit that you admit that you weren't sold on him at first. You said that. Me, I just loved that guy. I was like, there's something about him. There's this aura about this guy. I can't explain. I have this weird tendency when I look at a certain guy. I have this weird aura about them. They're going to become something. Prime example, Velveteen Dream. I looked at him when he first came in and saw, this guy's got something. I don't know what.
Herpes.
And then when it came to Velveteen Dream, everyone's like, they didn't get the gimmick. And then I was like, this guy's going to become a champion. Don't take your eyes off him. And nobody fucking believed me. But now everybody's on the bandwagon of Velveteen Dream.
He looked like the target that Vince throws tennis balls at, okay? He's like, okay, the guy who gets hit with this tennis ball does not get a title shot today. Wham! Black guy! And he literally fits the description for the main roster constantly using and never giving to them. And it's like, oh, this guy's gonna be fucked when he goes to the main roster.
That's why I'm scared, because Velveteen Dream is a megastar in NXT. He's one of the crowd favorites.
And if he goes to the main roster, oh my God, they're gonna treat him like Fandango.
But that's why I fear him, because of his gimmick. I mean, he gets over with the gimmick. He's a star with the gimmick. But once he hits the main roster, normally guys like that gimmick, they're usually pushed for like a week or two, and then they're just like jobber status. I mean, for God's sakes, if they're gonna treat someone like EC3 and he's just stuck in K-Ring, man, what they're gonna do with someone like Dream?
He's literally gonna be freaking oh God, what's his name? The X 24/7 champion.
Not R-Truth.
R-Truth, the X. So he's going to be R-Truth's new tag team partner.
Oh, I get it, because they're both black. Got it.
I'm sorry. When the last time you saw a mixed tag team in the WWE?
What do you mean, like a mixed tag? Like
one black guy, one white guy.
I know one that was Air Boom. That was 2011.
Woo! Almost 10 years ago.
Let me wait. I'm trying to remember.
We're waiting.
Oh no, Jason Jordan and Chad Gable. American Alpha.
You know what? I'll give you that one. You could also say the same thing from their predecessors, the world's greatest tag team.
Yeah, but then that was actually, wow, that's like what, over almost 15 years ago now when they were formed.
Now I want you to think about the fact that's 3 tag teams that we're able to mention for the main roster. How many tag teams have there been in the last 15 years? 100, maybe.
Lots.
And they've all been paired. Even the 3-man stable have all been paired.
No, I know.
Undisputed Era, all white. All white.
Okay, that's bomb. Okay, we're getting way off track.
Titus World Slide, all black.
But anyway, well, again, like I said, just very quickly about the Velveteen Dream thing. The reason I'm scared about it is because I remember this clearly. When John Cena was giving an interview and he had honest answer, this happened years ago, and he still thinks this to this day. Someone asked,
I'm sorry, there was a 4th one that we completely forgot. The Miz and R-Truth.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, when they were also true for a brief period. Yeah, okay, there you go.
I'm sorry, there's 4 teams.
Yeah, good one.
I try not to overlook people.
Yeah. But one of the things, the reason why I'm really hoping Velveteen Dream does well is because John Cena was asked this interview question like a while ago, but he still thinks this. Someone asked, like, out of the 3 guys from NXT, who do you see as being the biggest stars? And he goes, well, I see Ricochet, I see Matt Cole, but my number 1, Velveteen Dream. I look at that guy and said that guy's going to become a star. When John Cena himself says that guy's going to be a star, that means something.
When John Cena says something like that, Vince McMahon changes the channel. He goes, I'm not having any of that shit. That weird purple shit. No, absolutely not.
By the way, Moxie will come back to WWE. He's so miserable.
This is not a music video.
noise. And
I don't understand why he has 3 goggle lenses. What's wrong with 2? You have 2 eyes. Why do you have a 3rd lens? That's just weird.
Well, then again,
it's called a gimmick.
I mean, it makes as much sense as giving freaking Aleister Black every time now he rises from dead. He's got the freaking casket thing open, he creak to his sound effect like it's fucking Dracula or fucking Ricochet. Like they have to have a Ricochet.
Okay. That particular thing, that is 100% Vince.
No, I know, and the whole Ricochet bullet sound effect before Ricochet's entrance, that's him too.
Every time happens, Vince goes, ha ha ha! I love sounds! Sound effects! It's the way of the future. Have you ever heard them? They're amazing! Sound effects! Yes!
Go sleep.
Go sleep. Shut the fuck up and go to sleep!
Triple H, what are you gonna do? I got the pillow.
Like, okay, he's out. Quick, let's go and do our talent thing. And then when the show's over, be like, Vince, you were right. That noise effect stuff really works. And just walk away. Do not let him see the actual show.
So now let's go. We're way off topic. Let's talk about this main event.
We couldn't help it. It was a great little gimmick to jump onto. We're like, sound effects, yes. You know what's gonna be next? Whoopee cushion sounds. That's gonna be great. They're gonna start coming out, and then as they walk, and they'll have to walk like that because that's how they get their paycheck. And you're sitting there going, oh God, it sounds like they're loading up them bridges. No one wants to wrestle. I feel so bad for the AOP.
So with that being said,
it'll be the authors of pain. Oh God.
So with that being said,
oh God.
Bottom line, this main event was just.
They'll be the assholes of pain.
Bottom line is this. Even though Alexander Wolf was taken out, they were still able to pull on an excellent main event between all 7 of these guys. They're hard hitting. Walter's just a fucking beast. I really want to see him fight Lesnar now, just to see him chop the shit out of him, give him a taste of illness. And like I said, Kyle O'Reilly, which is great. Fabian Eichner was the MVP. Marcel's great. All of them are great. And freaking Walter's just like I said, he's a fucking bear. Every time he was fighting Undisputed Era solo, it was literally the wildlife of the wolf pack taking on the big brown bear. Freaking. And then at the end of the match, all of them were fucking just swaying their asses off, and they're all fucking beating up. You see, like, Brad Boy is almost like a lash, a minor lash on like the side of freaking Walter's thing. You see,
it's a bad scrape.
Yeah, bad scrape. I saw the line too. I couldn't tell what it was though, but then when they did it closer, I was like, oh yeah, it's a nice little slasher. Nothing really deep, but you could tell it was probably from the table back happened. But these guys just beat the shit out of each other. But at the end of it, Walter ended up pinning up Bobby Fish to win with the big power bomb. So Imperium were not only the least popular team, and they were down 1 man. They end up winning with a 3-on-4 advantage still, so they still made them look fucking strong. That's what Brandon even pointed out. They all look fucking strong, especially Imperium.
Now, at this point, I'd also like to point out one thing, that the show did end, if you include the opener, which was not even the opener, the pre-show match.
Yeah,
the show did go 3-3. However, if you don't count the opener, then technically NXT beat UK on this show.
No, yeah, you're right.
Just want to point that out.
Yeah, DIY, Finn Balor, and Rhea Ripley, they won because then, those are only 3. Because Jordan Devlin won, but then you also have Imperium win, which are only UK guys, Yeah, if you don't count the pre-show, technically NXT won. But if you really want
it's a tie.
But if you really want to think about it, I wasn't going to mind. It was weird. When I was just watching a great show. I wasn't going to thinking like, man, I really want like who's the better team. It wasn't like Survivor Series. Like NXT needs to fucking win. NXT needs to win.
NXT won no matter what. It was great.
I wasn't honestly thinking about that. I just want to see. I want to see how this show does. They're treating almost like a mini takeover.
And you know what the best part about it was? There was no sound effects.
We're gonna get on that. We're going to get on to
All right, guys. Whoever wins the Rumble, we should probably make the officialized discussion on WWE's obsession with sound effects, just for the fuck of it.
I don't know what the hell they're going to do next. I don't know. They're maybe get Isaiah Scott instead of like his current music, they'll give him like some kind of generic rap music or something.
I'm just glad that they're taking Shorty G a little more serious. I'd hate to see him come out.
Oh, don't do you?
I would hate.
You had to remind me. You had to remind me.
I'd hate to see Shorty G.
Stop calling him that.
I hate to see Shorty G.
I'm gonna kill you,
come out in basketball gear, and all you hear are sneakers on the court. Just that's really his entry music. It's just sneakers on court. There's no music. It's just that
Oh
sound. And
my
you're just
God.
like, oh God, Vince sucks so bad. Oh God.
Oh.
Somebody give Vince a Snickers bar. He's not Vince when he's hungry.
God. And Sheamus and Chad Gable have a match. On paper, that sounds good, but I can't take Chad Gable seriously with the fucking gimmick.
I swear to God, it's like Vince's. It's like what's his name from fucking Family Guy. Ooh, piece of candy. Piece of candy. Just lead him with candy into the back room or bad ideas.
James Woods.
Yeah.
James.
Use sound effects so he chases the sound effects into like a closet and then push him in and lock it. You're like, okay, good show's on, go. Do something. Help.
All right, talented. Actually, be talented, entertaining.
Somebody put a cartoon show on so we can watch it, and not interfere.
So,
Something. Care Bears, anything.
So let's see here. Yeah. So we got some people. So with that being said, while I'm doing the update, if you wouldn't mind just giving what you grade the show at 10, if you wouldn't mind looking at the list.
Oh, this was a total NXT show. It wasn't like pay-per-view style good, but it was better than a standard show. So I'd say, even batting an eye on that one, I'd say an 8 out of 10. Because there wasn't actually a match that disappointed. Not a single match was like, eh. So
I think that's fair. I would say 8.5. I think roughly there. I think would be a very strong. That means the show is still great.
Oh yeah, see.
No, so I'm just doing the update right now. Wolf removed. I'm just seeing if there's any updates. Okay, it looks like there's nothing yet.
Go back up to that little paragraph, right there. Fish went for the injury occurred when Wolf was on the receiving end of a chop to the back from the Roderick Strong and kicked at the same time by Fish. The video below, it looks like the chop caused Wolf to tuck his head down, which made the kick from Fish land on his chin. So because Wolf appeared to be knocked out. Yeah.
So yeah.
He got his bell rung.
Yeah, so there's a good chance he could have had a concussion, possibly.
Okay.
So he got knocked out, from what it looks like. So
that's right.
I'm not saying you're wrong. So I would give it 8.5 out of 10. I thought this was a great show, but again, usually
if you have DIY, you better bring a show. Like
come on,
for those guys, we expect a 10, and that was not a 10.
But again, even this isn't a tech takeover because it's not. This is still an NXT special show. I've yet to see a bad NXT show. It still remains consistent. There's not been a bad one yet. Even the weakest ones are just good. There's not been a bad one.
You can say the same thing about like itching. It just feels so good. So what the hell is he talking about now? Sound effects.
Before I continue moving on, I think we have some people in the chat. I think I just want to quickly do that very quick. Harry Flynn 14. Flynn 14, which I'll get to your number again in a minute. We'll redo the numbers. So,
what's up, guys? How you doing?
Good.
Bro!
Hey.
Sound effects!
Jordan Devlin weighs 180 pounds. Yep. Jordan Devlin could be NXT Neville 205 Live. With the right booking, I agree.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
We could never curse enough.
Fuck yeah.
Women's triple threat match was the best match at WrestleMania 32. Yep, so I agree. Chelsea Green is fiance Zach Bray. Okay, so fiance. They're not married yet, but they are fiance.
Yeah, she's not screwed yet.
Screw Tony Stark, give me Nikki Bella. Well, that's your opinion.
I'm sorry, but isn't that the one that was with John Cena?
Yeah.
Okay, so she's already contaminated with John Cena spooge. So if you want that, go for it. I'll take Tony Storm.
I like Tony Storm's assets, though. Sheldon Benjamin and Chad Gable. Oh, yeah, Benjamin Gable. There was another one, too, recently.
Which is the one that...
I said...
Right.
Jason Jordan and Gable.
They did that, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that failed miserably, but...
I like Tony Storm's assets.
We're all winners. Okay. Oh, I think you're talking about the main event. They were all winners, maybe. Okay, if that's how
they were.
They
tie. It says tie. We're all winners.
Tie. We're all okay. Yeah. No, I agree. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to redo the list again because the last time I did the video, I did rewatch it. It was very buffering issues. So I'm going to read off the list again so everyone's clear who's in it. So entry number 1 will be Noah, the kid Noah Watts. Number 2 will be Jeffrey from former Wrestling Gurus. We got number 3 from Twitwow, Ashton. Number 4, Scott Casey Gale, Will Ferrell, number 1. Number 5 will be Sam Katz. 6 will be Stuntman Josh. 7 will be Luis Lopez. 8 will be Flynn 14, Harry Flynn. 9 will be K-Red Entertainment. Number 10 will be formerly known as Fava Fui, now Ricky Roma. 11 will be Ace Rivera, professional wrestler. 12 will be Kiva Marie Turbo 1. 13 will be Vigilante Knight 7. 14 will be Tommy Missolini. I think that's how you pronounce it. 15 will be Natural Born Thriller. 16 will be RSP Champ. Number 17 will be AEW Slamzo. That's Michael Miner. 18 will be Keen Cigar 94. Number 19 will be Brady Time. Number 20 will be Mitch. Number 21 will be Captain Asshole Brandon. Number 22 will be Nicholas Rendon. Number 23, Sports Talk Network. Number 24 will be Remaster Productions. Number 5 will be Jeremiah, our good buddy. Number 26 will be Zubar Talk TV. Number 7 will be Jared Drover from Wrestling Gurus as well. Number 28 will be Anime Mania 500. Number 29 will be Creeps. And last but not least will be the first ever 2-time winner, Ashley.
At number 30.
Yes.
However, how many times has she been number 30?
Once. She's been number 3 once.
Mm-hmm.
That was 2016. Mitch was the very first winner. I do remember, I think Ricky Roma won the Women's Rumble last year. I think Brady Time won the Men's Rumble last year. Jeremiah actually won the contest with Roman Reigns.
Oh, you feel that? It's time for the mystery word to be said again. Fuck! Noise effects, sound effects. Make it happen.
Of course, Harry Flynn's won one with number 14. So I have the list on my YouTube channel. So
oh my god, I just had an idea.
What?
Well, as you know, part of my brain damage is the same view of the world as Vince McMahon. So I'm sure he had this idea too, and he's probably gonna make it happen. So what if he takes AJ Styles and he's in the Rumble, and the very next person that comes out is Hornswoggle looking exactly like him. Just to fuck with things. So that he can laugh and everybody else can get pissed off. What are the chances?
Take a deep breath.
He didn't say that. That fucker didn't just say that. Let me rephrase that. What is the percentage chance that I'm right on that?
Like 0?
Like 30%.
I was thinking more like 5.
I was thinking 30%.
I was thinking 5.
Well, because it was a dumb idea. And what is he good for? Dumb ideas.
Yeah. So that's who's in the contest. So if you want to catch up, watch this video again. I have listed all the names. There will be no traditional live reactions from both of us. Brandon will not be here, unfortunately, but I will do live reactions by myself. I will be doing a live stream like this for the women, so the full Women's Rumble will be in effect while I'm doing the contest. Once that's done, I will end the stream. I'll come back on later that night for the Men's Rumble. I will do full live reactions for that, along with the final contest. And then after, when the pay-per-view is officially done, I'll give my full pay-per-view review by myself. So again, that's why Brandon and I are kind of doing this Worlds Collide thing today, to kind of have Brandon on my show, because unfortunately he won't be here. But so that's the plan for Royal Rumble tomorrow. So you're going to get 3 videos tomorrow. I think that's the first time I've ever done that. For certain, I said we're going to do a TakeOver Portland review. You'll be getting that for Brandon and myself. I'll hopefully the next live reactions, official live reactions I do, I might do maybe AEW Revolution, maybe. I'm not going to hold my breath on that, but I guarantee there will be a review on that. But I would say if I had to be a betting man, I think the more likely the next live reaction is hopefully WrestleMania 36. We'll see what happens with that. But definitely stay tuned for the 2 live reactions tomorrow and the review. TakeOver Portland review for sure. And then, of course, WrestleMania, definitely, and AEW Revolution. And WrestleMania again might be the next time we do reactions. So with that being said, thank you for coming over, Brandon, and doing this review. Good luck tomorrow. I want to say best of luck. Maybe actually find a good guy this time.
I got Vince McMahon. He wanted to be in the Rumble again.
I think he wins again.
Now I'm the only one who has a chance to take Lesnar's belt from him.
Does he want to die? Are you asking to die? The guy can barely move. So, all jokes aside, though, so it's going to be very interesting tomorrow. See what happens. I'll be updating him. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. Tell us what you think about Worlds Collide. Did you like it? Did you not? Did you watch it? Did you not? Even tell us your predictions. Who you think will win the men's and women's Royal Rumble tomorrow? Your predictions for that. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching the video. I'm Preston. This is Captain Asshole Brandon. Take care of my peeps. We'll see you guys next time.
And remember, fuck you.